beats the alternative. So, how's it going, folks? Here's what we got. We're gonna make this. We're gonna carve this eagle head, and I think this is gonna be fun. Um, I have a disclaimer, which is right up front. Before I even thought about carving this thing, I went ahead and outlined the whole thing with a chainsaw, cut this thing down, and to get it kind of get the main shape of the bird to pop out from the line there. And I thought that made a lot of sense. It got me kind of a boost. You could sit there and rub at it for a while and not get anywhere. And here, let me get this I'm gonna get this tab on real quick too, just so I can kind of see where I'm at in the stream of things. Maybe it might not even let me see it. I don't know. Oh, hey, it says I'm live. How about that? Let me turn this down. I'm getting an echo. Okay, there's that. And I'll be daggone. Hey, Roger, what's going on? Billy Shoemate. Hello, guys. Glad to see you in there. Okay, so here's what we got. And I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, trying to get this stuff fixed. I get my fan running here, and things should be pretty good. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll get my fan running, and we'll start throwing some bits and some burrs at this baby. I know. I looked last week, and Hilda Jones said, nobody can hear you. Well, I mean, you know, they wouldn't tell you they couldn't hear you. Well, how could you tell me you couldn't hear me? I never shut up long enough to let you, for one. Okay, besides that, trying to get that phone cord out of the way, which shouldn't be too bad, but it is in the frame, and I don't really care for that. But this is what we got. We're gonna make this eagle out of this, and see how this goes. I don't know why. I was trying to see if this thing would show me. Yeah, it's showing. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I was. All right, so let's get the RZ on and get to work. And honestly, I really haven't given this any thought at all. Zero, zip, zilch, nada, where to start on this thing. So, the only thing I can tell you is going to. How about that? So, with that in mind, it's kind of warm in here too. I'm in the garage. That's where I got this stuff at. Started this guy. Straight flavor burr. Get some things going here with this guy. See how it's going. Make sure to hit that like. I know you can't hear me. But give me a thumbs up anyway. Alright. Tell me that drawing ain't cool. In fact, I'll zoom in on it just a little bit. And I really think if you can draw it, you can carve it. I mean, really. It might not come out great. So right off the bat, I'll clean the edges of it. Try to get this stuff that I can't get with the chainsaw. Not to start a carving like this. Go I can see what you can see and make sure that I'm not getting too far off. Anybody's wondering, I'm using cuts all burrs, and I'm using a V4 780 watt flex shaft grinder, and I do have this grinder on my Amazon link. So you can do me a favor, let me make a little bit of a coin and buy yourself one. How about that? No pressure. When you look, there's a link line. They actually have lip line, and you can pull that out and clean up the edges, and it should look pretty good. I say should because I don't know. If you're wondering, I know enough to know that I don't know. How about that? All right. I'm telling you, it's just killer to me. Seeing this thing come to life is really exciting. Anyway, be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all watching. Heck, we're already up to 38. That's pretty awesome. Appreciate you guys being in there watching. I love doing this stuff. watching other people on YouTube chainsaw farm. I wanted to do that too. Well, now I do. Now, disclaimer, I never encourage anybody to chainsaw farm. Chainsaw farming is dumb. It's very dangerous. People die from this. Consider that. Makes your life be on your hands. Don't blame me when you cut your leg off. Just watch that part. It's a heck of a lot of racing. That's what happens when you're done. Alright, pull that baby out. Oh my god, it's been a little warm, but it wasn't. Not even a little bit. Good thing so. Alright, let's pull some detail on this thing. So, the eagle has like a little bit of feather. It's like super duper thin right in here. So the only thing you could do is paint it on. There really ain't no point in trying to get too carried away beyond that. But we'll go ahead and start pulling some of the lines through. Probably use a T-type, diamond-type burr to do that, and it would come out better. I don't have it. I'm just using what I got. hardest part of this whole thing, you can buy stencils and trace out things and different things like that. I freehand draw everything. The hardest part of this is drawing the bird. thing really come to life. And so I'm going to do that next. Y'all be sure to hit that like button, thumbs up, and I'm going to go ahead and do the eye next. And I'm going to do it in a couple stages with man paw. I'm going to start with the actual ball, and however I've got that drawn out, whatever fits, that's what I'm going with. So let's see what it looks like. That one should be it. Okay. And I don't know, not a professional or anything like that. I'm just a guy, just a fat redheaded guy with a lot of silver in it, out here having a good time. Okay, in the garage. Hide from responsibility. And drinking beer. Okay, hold on. I need some liquid inspiration. Okay. Get this thing back on. Yeah. I think I'm going to use a little one for in there. Maybe a little more. Okay, alright. You can still see the pupil. So we'll put that pupil in there next. Let me let that thing slow down. And let's see. This is going to be the ace. Which one's about right? I say, I don't know. That's a little big. And the smallest one is a little small. So I guess I better go with the bigger one of the two. It's going to fit in there no matter what. So let's do it. With the eyes, when you put the eyes in, this stuff just really comes to life. Oh, I'll put that further on top right here. I got to keep I'm keeping my 8 man paws separate. Now you can get this through my Amazon link. The concave eye cutter from man paw. I do have them in my Amazon link. Heck, I've got all kinds of great stuff in my Amazon link. I've even got toilet paper in there. Look, everybody needs toilet paper. I don't care who you are. You need toilet paper. Or leaves. Pick one. Which one you like more? Toilet paper or leaves? That back out with that pointy part, man, that's going to look really, really nice. It'll be good for painting. So let me take that back off and switch back to the one I have on, which is this one. And we'll dig out around the eye. that said, this thing's coming out really good. I'm really happy with it. And if you're wondering how many of these I've ever done, this is my first one. So, I don't know. Anyway, hit that like button. We're up to 83 likes. And I can see that's pretty good. It'd be nice if we could hit 100. Why don't you just burr out real quick and go to this other one? And I've got this sanding cup I want to try out. It's like Warrior or something like that. And see how it does, sanding around the edges and actually sanding off because most of the time I always burn this piece. And I don't know if that's a good idea or not. We'll find out. The nice thing about this is it's dry. I can go right to painting it if I can get the like the little edges and everything worked out. But anyway, let's go. Find out. We'll start here where there's not much paint. so it changes in hardness. You're trying to pull them lights through, and I'm getting kind of discouraged because they're so crooked, and I prefer to be straight. But I mean, it kind of is what it is. If you sand that out a little bit, it'll actually straighten up a little. Let's just take what we can get. It's still gonna look nice. Yeah, it's kind of neat. I got this thing. I usually don't use the iPad, but I've been able to see what's going on, see how I'm doing. If I'm keeping this thing where you can see it, and also how many people are watching. It looks like we're up to 98 likes. If we could get 2 more, boy, that's going to be awesome. Okay, let's see what we can get. give me 100 likes. That's awesome. Hey, these people gave me 100 likes. You want to thank them real quick? Boss lady says thanks. Hey, 101. Somebody realized they was slacking. That's good. All right. All right, we'll keep right on going and seeing this dude down. And I've got the ability set up here to paint this. I've also got the ability to go out and chainsaw carve a whole other piece and get it started. But I don't know what we're going to do. Let's see how this works. I'm going to give it to the RPM and slow down a little bit. What do you think of that, boss lady? Checking it out, see what it looks like. Look, I use that on these feathers, see if it brings them. I think the issue with it is you gotta go really slow. I got this little saving kit to give out for free. I got it today. None yesterday. What that look like if you're trying to making this stuff trying to step up. And that seems like it's doing a pretty good job. We're good. So, the next thing I can think to do with this dude is go ahead and burn like the fuzzies out. And once the fuzzies are burned out, I can always paint it. I got a couple different options. I can always paint it, or I can move on to something else. Hey, somebody gave us $5 and 5 rubies. That's pretty nice. Let's call some people out. Hey, Mike Stanifer, the Carving Wizard, Perry, what's going on? Urban Makings, Michael S. Super Fan. Hey, Happy Car Mudgeon. Car, I think that's right, Matthew. I don't know. Susie Q, Rhinestone, Suzanne. Glad to see y'all in there. Okay, so So let me, I don't know if I got any fire out here. I think I do. But if I do, then I'm going to go ahead and burn the, like, I think it's in here. Is there a lighter in there? No. Okay. I know I can come up with one real quick, though. And heck, I don't even know where the, here it is. Here's the propane. But I want to clean that. Let me turn that fan on. I want to clean up all the fuzzies and start a little bit of the paint. And then I think I'll mix the brown and do the brown first. And while that's drying, I'll show you guys what I got lined up next. Let me run in here and grab a lighter real quick. I know I have, there's one out here somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. And it's the way it is. Well, yeah, put it down. All right. So I came up with one, and I'm gonna burn all the fuzzies off. And you could try to sand that stuff, but I'm afraid of losing detail, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna burn it, and I hope for the best. See how this goes, and then I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna start with the brown. But that's my first attempt at a flat eagle head like that. And I think it come out all right. I mean, I could have got a little bit more carried away with the, oh, come on, you jerk. There we go. I could have got a little more carried away with the depth in the eye there and digging it in. But honestly, I just didn't want to. One thing at a time. I want to keep my eye detail so that I can get used to doing eyes. And you could have buried it in. It looks good as it is. You could have buried it in, dug that thing down in there deeper. It just, I don't feel confident I wouldn't have lost my detail. So burning, all I'm trying to do is send some of them little fuzzies. Somewhat. I don't want to burn it too much. And access probably got to go ahead and burn it in the edges there too. And the burn make it look good, really. That didn't look good, did it? Well, that's all right. Okay. So there's that. And go through this stuff and find out. So I'm gonna get I could do the white, but I think I'm gonna do the brown. I'm gonna do the brown first. Let me just rub some of that. It's pretty hot. Some could say, hey, probably let's leave it that way. And you could. It don't look bad, just like it is. But I like paint stuff. I don't know why. I just like paint stuff. Okay. There's that. Not too bad, not too dirty. Man, it's still hot. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, so see what kind of browns I got here. There's plaid, nutmeg. I think these are all honestly, too bright. You know, the eagle's really dark brown. So I can always mix some black in. Let me see what this one looks like. If I can get some out of it. Oh, that's kind of dark. We're gonna find out. But while that's drying, I'm gonna add some. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some black to it because this should be dark. Let's see what this comes out looking like. I might put too much black in, actually. Find out. So right now, all I can see is black. And it should be really, really dark, but it's still brown. Okay, let me add a little more brown to it. I don't know. This is another thing. I haven't done a lot of mixed colors. So, I don't know. But you keep playing with it. It's just like everything else. You just keep playing with it. I mean, look, I'm mixing this paint on a sticky note sheet, you know? No professionalism or anything of that nature. That looks about right. It might be a little dark. I'm going to go with it. Let's see what it looks like. Let's put this on there. It's not black. It's not brown. Right? Huh. You got to spread it good enough that you can still see the lines. But that won't take very long to dry. And I can get right to the white. But you know, it's like last week when I did that Bigfoot. You know, you burn it, and whatever. And you really can't tell what the heck you're looking at when something's, you know, when it's not finished. And my thought on that is, okay, finish it. Go ahead and just paint it and everything. Then you know, at the end, you get an updated thumbnail. It's done. It is what it is. Everybody knows what it looks like, right, wrong, and different. Gives people more time to make fun of you and prepare and call you, you know, big dumb fatty and stuff, which I'm okay with that. You know, I mean, I've been married for 26 years. I know how it is. You know, you got to be able to take a little abuse here and there. And the boss lady would say, no, you got to be able to take a lot of abuse. And you never shut up. And she's right, too. Let's see here. But yeah, that dark, let's just call it a dark color. I don't know. It's not black. It's not brown. It's brown. That's what it is. It's brown. It's like the bits and the burrs. It's brown. I'm painting it brown. And I'm hoping I got enough brown to not have to remix that, because that might be tricky to try to make again. We'll find out. I know one thing. It's eating the paint. This wood is eating the paint. It's what is this? It's I think it's yellow pine, or actually looking at how kind of white the color, it might actually be Scots. It's hard to say, but same kind of pine. And so these feathers here on the wings, these right through here, they get like a whitewash on the edges. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. But a little bit at a time. I can't wait to show you all that picture I got drawn out. I mean, I thought about starting on it tonight. And when you guys see it, you're probably going to say, yeah, you probably ought to start on that tonight. But you say, oh, there's other lies. It's probably better. Yeah, we'll leave this guy alone. He should go to bed and rest up and come back tomorrow night or something. And I might. It just depends. If it seems to me like this evening stuff is working pretty good for me, and if it continues, then that might be it. I might come back tomorrow night, but for sure Sunday morning. And last Sunday morning we carved a full size, a 34-inch eagle, and had really good viewership for that too. And then we came back in the afternoon and finished it. And it wasn't as hot as that morning live, but you know, it got watched. So, and I got that eagle done. I actually finished it, the detail, through the week, and then put out a short of the backside of it with all the feather detail and all that. I enjoyed making it. I haven't made very many eagles, and not very good at them. That's part of doing this too, is to help me to you know, to get better at it. If you look at the detail of this kind of stuff, I'm just trying to do like what I see other flex shaft carvers do, super detailed things like this, like eagles. Like Amy Jo, her eagles are insane, and she gets some different printouts and puts them on there. and goes over those lines, and they just come out absolutely fantastic. And you know, you watch other people do stuff like that, and you want to do it too. That's how I got into this, really into um, chainsaw carving first to begin with, and it's only because of being in a group of people who primarily at flex shaft and watching them flex shaft and seeing how much fun they're having doing it, that got me into this kind of Dremel type carving. And now I really enjoy doing this too. But I am a chainsaw carver. That is my top priority. This is fun. Man, I'm going to run out of this and I'm going to have to try to make it all over again. And hope that it comes out in this same brown color that we came up with. Yeah, I like it. You guys ought to start using that. Maybe somebody can market that as a new color, brown. It's not quite black, it's not quite brown. Pretty interesting. That's like the bit burrs. If you don't know if it's a bit or a burr, you call it a bit burr. Then you're right. No matter what, you're right. Or you're wrong. If there's a woman involved, you're wrong. Then you're just wrong, you know. You gotta remember. If you didn't get it right, you're wrong. Yeah. Now you have to say these, if you're a man, you have to say these chauvinistic things from time to time, just so other men know that you're a man, you know, and, you know, you're not too worried about offending the ladies, you know what I mean? And if not, then they might think, man, that guy's awful sensitive. I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I better call him fat or late for dinner for that matter. You can call me whatever you want. I'm not easily offended. Actually, I'm not offended at all. There's not really nothing you can say to me to offend me. I can't think. I mean, there's always something. You know, I guess honestly, think about it, there's always something. There's a few things you call me, I'll probably get really mad about, but then because they're not true. And you know, that would be the only reason. There's certain things that I think all men should get extremely mad if somebody called them or accused them of, you know. But in the end, sticks and stones, right? Sticks and stones. Aaron Lewis sings that song, you know. Just one word was all it took to stop my heart from, something. Stop my world from turning. And if you wonder what them words were, it was, I'm leaving. Just one word is all it took. Goodbye. That's it right there. Goodbye. It's in his case, he's not overly attractive, so it's not hard to understand why a girl might get tired of him. No. I like Aaron Lewis. I really do. I like his stuff. Actually, he's one of my favorite singers. And some of his country stuff is really good. Some of it's not good at all. But I think you have that with every artist has some crappy stuff, you know? Or you might find one song of theirs that you like. Let's see if I can get this top. But I have ran out of, I don't have enough. I'm going to have to try to make brown again. But that's okay. I mean, practice makes perfect. And maybe I'll make enough brown that I'll know how to make it. No disclaimer. Okay. All right. That's looking pretty good. Well, I can't wait to show you guys this drawing I've got out here. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. It's it involves Bigfoot and it involves eagles. And so if you like Bigfoot and you don't like eagles, you know. Hey, I just noticed somebody took their like away, and I'd say it's some woman that I offended, but I was just kidding. I mean, you know, don't get your panties in a bunch. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh. I mean, every man knows that you're a man, you're wrong. And every woman that says that's not true is dishonest. Like Red Green said, I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. That used to be funny. Then you had these other movements come out, and you really can't. You got to be careful about that stuff anymore. Well, some people be careful about it anyway. I don't really care. But I mean, it means something different to some people now. I just think it means something funny, which is if you were in the Possum Lodge, that was your saying. I'm a man. I can change if I have to, I guess. Okay. All right. Let's see how that's looking compared to. I think it's pretty close. It's not. It's definitely not black, and it's definitely not brown. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Let's see. So, if you're a man and you feel bad for me because some woman got mad at me and took her like away, be sure and hit the like button. No, ladies, I'm just kidding. You shouldn't be so easily offended. No one should be so easily offended. Ever. A little here, a little there. I'll still love you like a toothache. Yeah. Okay. So the brown is coming out. Okay. I got this dude colored up. But anyway, I can't wait to show you guys what I got drawn out here. And I actually thought about starting on it tonight. I'm like, I don't know. I just think it's going to be really cool. But if I'm happy with how this live stream went, as far as participation, then I would say I'll probably come back tomorrow and do it. I can always do it Sunday evening too. But we shall see. In some aspects, this is still blacker than the other brown. But it's not bad. It don't have to be perfect. And then I'm not sure about my background. It should be blue sky. But it should be like a light blue, white, I kind of think. Oh, and I got to tell you guys too, up front, this picture I'm about to show you, or this drawing, I'm going to show you before I move on to the white. It was inspired by Tim List of Tim List Creations. He had said in a comment, I put out a poll, should I do an eagle or a Bigfoot, eagle head or Bigfoot smiling? And he said, I think it would be cool if you did both, or did them together. And so in response to that, because I thought it was such a good idea that he came up with the idea, I went ahead and drew that out. And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like in a minute. Let me get ahead and do the beak, because that's a contrasting in between and that's going to be another mixed color too, to get the right yellow, or to get a similar to correct yellow. Let's see, I got Sunbeam. I think Sunbeam wasn't bad. And then what else did I use? I think it was to darken it. I can't not remember what I used. And it wasn't green. Let's just see how the Sunbeam looks. I'm gonna clean this brush out real quick. We'll see. It might be all right like it is. Might not have to mix it in with something. But it seemed to me like I mixed it with something. Can't always remember. You can't get everything right, right? Hey, I had 4 guys said, yeah, I feel sorry for you, man. They hit the like since I brought that up about being in the He-Man woman haters, right? No, that's not what I said. Okay. We'll see how yellow this is. That's not bad. We'll see how it comes out. It might be a little bright. I don't know. But once it dries, if I don't like it, I can come back. That does seem a little yellow. Okay. Let's see if I can't fix it. Darken it just a touch. Just a touch, dummy. Just a touch. There we go. All right. Let's find out if this is going to help. I don't think I put enough in it. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. I might not. Tomato, right? Let's see. So, right through here, there's a white patch. And actually, where I got that yellow already, there's a white patch there. Then screwed that up, but that's okay. We'll have to black all that anyway. It's kind of yellow though. I think it's kind of yellow. Not too bad. But I thought it would be a good idea to just go ahead and paint this thing. That way it's done. You know, when you see the thumbnail tomorrow, this thing downloads, it wasn't a drawing anymore. It was what it ended up being. Now I'll probably trim this edges down in here with some black in the end, but I don't know that. Okay. That yellow's, it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's a little too bright. That don't mean I won't leave it that way. I might. As soon as I get this yellow on there, I'll show you guys what I've been talking about Bigfoot and the eagle. And actually, it's on the thumbnail for this live stream, but that don't mean you can see it very good, or you can't see it very good. And I'd like to say I did that by design, but I'm too dumb for stuff like that. Okay, a little bit more of this, and some more of that, and how about add some of this again, see if we can't darken it more this time. There. If I can always go back over the whole thing real quick with it, find out. But while these are drying, before I do the white, I don't know how much bearing that had. Let's find out. Don't look like none. I don't know, it's drying darker. But anyway, we'll have to tell Tim. I haven't told Tim, but that, and actually I may even tag him in when I carve that drawing I've got out here. It was his idea to have Bigfoot and an eagle. And so what I did was I have Bigfoot and the eagle. They're chilling out together. They're friends. Kind of like, you know, pirate and parrot. To give you an idea what it's probably going to look like. Something pretty close. And you're almost about to find out. Just a little bit more yellow. Oh, I'm getting too carried away. Getting off course. Can't believe this guy screwed this up so bad. Let's put a little bit more of this. Smudge it on there good and heavy. I probably won't outline that. I'll have to fill the hole. I'll have to fill that nostril with black. Okay. I could do the eye too. All right. Okay, remember, it is the ring that is yellow. The pupil is black. So let's do that. What the heck? I forgot all about that. I'm digging it. I don't know if you guys are, but you can't make everybody happy. But I can make me happy. Good enough. Okay. All right, let's go check this picture out. Take you guys out there and stick that in there. Put that brush in there. Which it just dawned on me. I can use that. I can use that. That brown, that new color we invented, brown. I can use that brown for the pupil and around that edge. And actually, I think I will. Just do it now. Here, I still got it right here. Let's find out. Oh, look at that. I got my arm in the yellow. Ah, say, yeah, look at it. That's what happens. You're stupid. Ah, you said it. Yeah, that's good. Just rub it on there. Look at that. Yellow hands. Somewhere on there. Nice and yellow. Okay. Yeah. Come on, fill in. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'll work with that. Okay. Heck yeah. We'll get around the edge of it. Clean this back out again. I don't know why I did that. I could have just went right on around the edge of it now. Let me move this out of the way. Or stick my arm in it again. And I might as well just edge it now. I'm like, come on, man. We want to see the Bigfoot and the eagle. What are they doing together? Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, it's a Bigfoot, and makes you wonder if Bigfoot and the eagle didn't start OnlyFans or something. You know, it's just, I hope not. I wouldn't watch it, I can tell you that. We'll see. I'm not trying to judge them. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll have to be real careful with the white, but that said, that's looking good. I don't care who you are, that's fine. It's fancy. If this paint will stay wet long enough for me to go ahead and white, then I can use it. I can just use the brown to trim everything out. Black, but that's looking good. It's looking fancy. Okay, I'll take it out here and show you guys the, I'm sure this is not going to change, so, uh-oh. I'm messing up the paint. Stupid phone cord. Whoa, crap, man. Tearing everything up, man. The way it goes. Okay, here we go. All right, so I hope everybody's doing pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, 118 likes. We got 10 rubies and $5. That's pretty nice, guys. I really appreciate that. Hey, Elegant, what's going on, man? Glad to see you in there. Susie Q, Michael S, super fan. Matthew, what's going on? Woodchucker, what's going on? Super member of the family, or oh, I don't know, member. How about that? You're a member, okay. Member something or other. I don't know, Chucker, I'm done. You guys can't expect too much, you know. Okay, let's sneak on in here, and I'll turn the light on, and we'll show you guys what we got. And look, if you haven't did that already, why wouldn't you? Ain't you got a heart? Have you no decency? Okay, let's see. All right, so here's our drawing. So if you remember a couple weeks back, we did one of these, and it was Bigfoot. It was my first Bigfoot flat piece I did. And anyway, so this is what I was thinking. Oh yeah, you still got hair. You're doing good. Yeah, I didn't cut all that off. Just had her shorten it. I I don't like being bald. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. You got her, Michael. But anyway, so Bigfoot might look a little creepy, but the shadowing is so that I remember I got to dig back. Like, yeah, right here, you got to go back in there. Same thing over here. And in the eyes to remind me that I got to really dig in there to get those and dig that out. And so there he goes. He's got a bald eagle. It's kind of like a parrot, you know? And so you can't see his feet. So we're going to call him Little Bigfoot in the Forest Friends. And I had considered putting a club in his hand and, you know, Bigfoot and the Eagles out tree knocking or something like that. So, yeah, hey, I appreciate that, Mr. Schmuck. I got you. Heck yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I think I might carve this tomorrow night. I don't know. I have to start with the chainsaw. And, yeah, Nita Morel, you got it, Perry. Put one somewhere in the, like, maybe right there. Yeah, there's nothing right there, you know. But, so you have to start this with the saw. And so if I started about 8:30 or so, cut all my points out, got all, you know, looped out all my trees, shaped Bigfoot in there real good. I can always harry him in. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I could do it. But yeah, put it in his hand. That's not a bad idea either. Put the morel in his hand. Yeah. Yeah, maybe instead of the thumbs up, just cut the thumb off and put a morel there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you got it, Susie. Even if it's crappy, it's still going to look good. It's kind of a cool idea. Okay. All right, let's go. Let me turn this light off. Let's go back here and put some white on this eagle and see if we can't trim him out with our new color, brown. Yeah, I ought to see if I can get a patent on that, brown. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's the chicken out here. I'm probably raccoons and everything else is probably, you know, they carry guns now, the raccoons, and I don't blame them because, heck, everything wants to kill them, you know. So, but I could get mugged, you know, by a raccoon. Can you imagine? He's already got a mask on and everything. It's like, you know, God created them as they were just naturally thieves, you know. All right, here's some white. I know there's some white in here. Here's some white. Okay, all right. Okay, I appreciate y'all sticking through this painting. That's kind of interesting. But I just thought it'd be cool, you know, from start to finish. You know, you get the whole thing done. And we hadn't even been on here 2 hours, so not too bad. But I'll go ahead and do the white. And then we'll use the brown and go ahead and, oh, I got to clean that brush off again. Use the brown and go ahead and detail him after the fact. Which all the details in the, that's left will be in the beak and, I mean, the eye looks pretty good, I think. And then under here, maybe I may put black under, or that under here too, kind of line that out. I think it would look good. So anyway, it's going to need a lot of white. So here, there we go. That might be too much. I don't know. If it is, it's your guys' fault. Yeah, as a content creator, you should never take responsibility for nothing. You do nothing wrong. It's always the people that watch. No. Oh yeah, somebody out there that takes everything seriously, that everybody says, man, who's this guy think he is? He's a jerk. You know, I can't believe it. He would say such things. I can't believe I'd say such things like that either. It's awful. Yeah. I would say blame it on the alcohol, blame it on it, but I only had one. I mean, that's my first can of beer, and I ain't even finished it. And actually, it's pretty warm. And I'm at 218 pounds, so I don't think that one can of beer is going to affect me even a little bit, you know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm 218. I'm a big fatty. Be nice. A lot of us are. Don't be fat shaming us. It's messed up. Last thing we need is that kind of pressure. Right? Actually, I don't care. Call me whatever you want. Sticks and stones. I've been working on a song, a Cody Johnson song. I just happened to come across it, called The Fall. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it yet, but I could try. But what they do is every time you do a song like it, and rightfully so, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Um, but every time you do a song like that, um, they say you can't monetize that video. So the option you have two options, or well, you have three options. You can delete the whole thing. You can just say, okay, I don't care, I want to leave my content on, and or you can cut that section out. Well, I lean more toward nowadays. Oh, I don't care, I want to leave my content on. If I play a song, um, that I don't want to get rid of it. But what I've been doing, like last week, I went and I had three copyright claims, and so it's not a strike or nothing. It's just you don't get to monetize those videos. If they get whoever owns those songs is who would get credit for the entire video if anybody wants it. Well, the heck with that. I mean, you know, if you're a content creator, you don't want to give your work away either. You can't blame them for not wanting to give theirs away, but you don't want to give yours away either. So what the option they give you is you can cut that section out. And if you go back and watch last week's video, it's either silent or it's not there at all. Honestly, I don't know. It's one of the two. But I chose to edit that out because I'm like, I don't really want to give this stuff away anymore. Yeah. But I don't blame them for not wanting to give theirs away either. Something's crawling on my leg. There we go. What are you? How's a moth? Okay. I don't want to kill it if it was. There's a spider, I jump up and down, jump on it, and everything else. But, it's a moth or stick bug, praying mantis, something like that. It ain't going to hurt you. No point in being too big a jerk. Yeah, I was so depressed there Tuesday that Dylan wasn't on that I went out in the shanty and burnt ants with my torch. No, I didn't really do that. But I told him I did so that he would feel guilty. And then he said, yeah, I believe you did that. Which doesn't speak well for what he thinks of me. How about that? No, everything's fine. Well, I'll tell you what, it sure looked like I put too much white on there, but I don't think that's going to work out that way. I think if I rub all that in, I'm still going to be short quite a bit. I don't know. Let's see. So did we ever get to about 120? Hey, 123, and there was 58 people watching me paint an eagle. I can't complain about that, I think that's kind of a compliment, Hey, we like listening to this guy, jibber and jabber and foolishness enough to watch him, paint. What the heck, back in art class, the 7th grade, junior high. Something like that. I just know it's looking good, and I want it to be done and over with. And I'll tell you right now, that Bigfoot I made last weekend, it is already hanging up in Appalachian Art and Craft for sale. Yeah, heck, it could have sold today. I sold something today that was around that price range, and they didn't describe it right. They give it a really weird description. And there's not a whole lot of people in there that sell items that are as expensive as mine are. So I know they didn't screw up and put somebody else's item. They just jackholed the description because somebody was being in a hurry or wasn't looking at the keys or something happened. But we sold 2 pieces in there today, and then I dropped off that walleye I carved a couple weeks ago. That I posted a picture last week of that thing done. That was pre-clear coat. And man, I'll tell you what, the Pittsburgh clear coat that I use, I really like it. It almost looks like you plastic coated your chainsaw carvings or any carvings. I've been doing it with the flex shaft carvings too now. If they're bigger pieces, I've been doing the same thing with them. And it almost looks like you coated it in plastic. Now, I love that stuff. But you got to be careful, and you wonder about, which, speaking of which, Creation Dust 777 will be on tomorrow. I think he said 3. Yeah, 3. Usually it's 3 on Saturday. It could be 2, but it's usually 3 on Saturday. But he uses that bucket, and everybody would say, "What's in the bucket?" Well, it was I can't remember what the chemical that he uses is, because he buys it in a 6-gallon bucket, and I need to be doing that. The only issue I got with it is I store it out here in the garage, and this garage in the summertime, it gets unbelievably hot, and it has no vents. I ought to vent it, actually. But that would be the only thing that would, because it ruins paint sometimes. A lot of times it'll ruin, by the end of the summer, if you have paint out here, it won't be any good. The high heat will ruin it. But anyway, the stuff he uses, he has it in that bucket. And the reason he puts it in the bucket is because it changes colors. When you're doing a bear or something like that, anything that's burnt, it taints your clear coat, and you'll have a whole, you'll turn your whole bucket, your whole can color. So I started doing mine in little 1-gallon buckets when I dump it out, just so that I wouldn't taint it. You know, you learn the hard way too many times, and then, you know, you see what the professionals, because he's a real true professional, and you see what he does, and if you want to learn from somebody how to make this stuff last and what to do, that's the guy to do it. And ironically, I mean, he's had some instruction, I think, from his uncle when he first started, but I think he's learned more on his own than anything. But, you know, that dude there, if you want to learn, that's who you watch. Anyway, so I started doing what he did and putting it in a plastic 1-gallon bucket, just so it wouldn't get so tainted. And that's working out really well. Keeping that stuff from getting screwed up before it's time. Let's see. I need some paint. That's looking really good. I'm digging this, man. They're everywhere too. Heck, we got them out here. Sometimes they'd be out here in the field in front of the house, eating a dead deer or something. I mean, I'll take the guts out there, and between the eagles and the buzzards, if the buzzards are around. If the buzzards aren't around, it's just the eagles. There was a dead raccoon out here in the summertime, or in the springtime, and it was around the time when I found the baby. That's when that was. It was right before morels came up. Found the baby raccoon, and that's kind of what I thought maybe happened, was that was the mother, because it was that kind of size. That, you know, it wasn't a very big raccoon. It could potentially have been the mother of that baby raccoon. And anyway, there was 2 eagles and a bunch of buzzards over here. By then the buzzards were back, and I got video of that one eagle. It's in one of my long form videos. I got video of that dude getting up, because I went out there, he got scared and flew away. But them buzzards, man, they don't care. But we get a lot of bald eagles here, and it's still a big deal. I mean, you know, we've been seeing bald eagles for, let's see, how long has it? I've been working for the company I work for. So, back in the day when I was in a tire truck, a long time ago, working out of Columbus, I would sit in the yard at a quarry, and when nothing was going on, I just went back there. I'd shoot squirrels and stuff. I mean, it's kind of mean in hindsight, because we didn't eat them. I was just a jerk. Anyway, and you can't hold that against me now. I was young, okay? If I was doing it now, you'd have a right to complain. But that said, if you seen an eagle back then, it was, oh my God. And, you know, I remember 20 years before that, if you see a Canadian goose, oh my God, it's Canadian geese. Oh, it's so wonderful. are so beautiful. Look at them. They're all flying, the formation and stuff. It's so great and graceful. God is good all the time. Wonderful. This is so awesome. You know, and it was, you know, at the time. Now it's like, man, you can't get the stupid things across the road. You got to slow down. You're beating their horn at them. Their babies. This time of year, their babies are crossing the road. And, you know, if you run out or over them, you know, which, you know, don't get me wrong. Occasionally, impatience will tempt you to want to do something like that. And if you did, the heck, people get in trouble for that. And probably rightly so. I don't know. I'm not trying to be too judgmental. I just never seen Canadian geese personally and like, I want to run them down, you know, like just, you know, just to be a jerk. But sometimes you're in a hurry, you know, you're like, man, you know, if I could only run them over, you know, are you going to stop meeting them? No, I'm going to stop meeting them. And if you have ate them, they're horrible. Okay? Unless you're from Louisiana. If you're from Louisiana, you can make anything taste good. I don't care. But I can't. So Canadian geese are horrible. Let's see. Now, Rhinestone Suzanne, she's listening, and her husband Josh is listening in the background, and he's saying, "That's right," because she's from Louisiana. And let me tell you, everybody in Louisiana that I have met, or you know, can cook. And I don't know if she can cook, but I'm just assuming that she probably can, because everyone else can from Louisiana. Now he might be sitting over there in the background going, "Man, her cooking is awful. What's he talking about?" You know, I kind of doubt it though. Oh, this thing's looking good. It's taking a lot of white though. Taking a lot of white. So it comes clear up into here. It's real fuzzy and thin, but it's there. It's gonna be tricky getting around that eye. This almost looks like a Ranger patch. Heck, there might be a Ranger in there and say, no, it does look like a Ranger patch. Okay, well, that's it for the white. I'm happy with the white. So let's see if we can't clean this brush off. Give that a second. And then we'll do a little bit more emphasis with that, with our brown color, and see what we got. I think it looks pretty good. Man, 127 likes, 55 people watching me paint. I think that's pretty cool. I did finish that beer, however warm. It was not very good at all. That's sitting there? Okay. Let me let that sit. Let that white sit for a minute and dry. Did it freeze up or something? No, okay. There it goes. Just trying to get it on the thing there, right? Yeah. Been good time drunk, to me enough to be bad time sober. I watch a map, that broken map, that's hard when I watch it disappear over my shoulder. I've been good time tossing. No, heck, I done screwed it up, didn't I? Here, hold on. Let me try this again. I'm not gonna give up that quick. Hold on. You gotta remember, I told you I just tried to learn this song. Okay, here we go. We'll try this again. All right, I'd say that white's probably driving now. Let's find out. Hey, I got it to come out all right. How about that? I was having a hard time with the lyrics, so I was just learning that song. Now, let me see if I get back to where I was here with the YouTube a minute ago, before I left. Are we still here? Let's see. Yeah, we're still here. All right. Cool. Okay. And nobody left in panic with that awful sound I was making. How about that? Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and touch that up with the blown real quick. We'll do the nose hole and around the edges of the mouth and stuff. Okay. And this dude's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him. But he does. It looks like a ranger patch. At least I think so. And I can't see what you guys think because the phone's on the head. Might be too much. Uh-oh. I heard her talking. Bill Jack Zach might have just got home. Just not sure. There was a little bit of pulled in yellow in there. I'll have to fix that. I got too carried away, didn't I? Maybe we'll leave it that way. I don't know. Could be. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. There's a line there, and I don't know. This line through here, I don't know. What do you think?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Don't mess up.
Huh?
Don't mess up.
Yeah.
Precisely.
All right. Not too bad. I don't know about that last line here. I was thinking about doing it under the eye too. Or over the eye, not under the eye.
46 watching.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Let's see.
Daisy's playing guitar with her tail.
Huh?
Daisy was playing guitar with her tail.
Yeah.
She's very talented. Lady. He's a good girl. He's a really good girl.
Let's see. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of. I'm debating on if I should go along through here on the there too. And it's like, you know, I guess my thought is if I did it there, it'd be kind of a shadowing, and that maybe I should. The worst thing that happens, it look like a little kid did it. I'm okay with that. Yeah, some man, it's a solid little kid. I think it looks pretty good though. All in all, not too bad, not too good. Did we lock up or something? No, okay, it's going good. I'm way behind on on there, so it is what it is. All right, okay, let me pull this off. And we got what? We haven't made it 2 hours yet. That's good. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. Heck yeah. OHIO. Yeah, she couldn't see the comments as the heck of it. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Maybe that black is goofy. I don't know. You know? And actually, it seems like you could probably, going by the picture I seen, you could probably gray this up some. And I don't know. I'll tell you what. It might really screw it up. But let's see if I can't dry brush a little darkness around the eye there. Yeah. How about that? Yeah, okay. I'm happy with that. Actually, I think that just made it look so much better. And it probably could use a little bit right here too. Yeah, that little bit of gray, man, that did some damage, I think. I mean, in a good way. Heck yeah, Michael, he's like one eye. That's funny stuff. That seemed to work out. Big kid did it, that's for sure. Heck yeah, hey, I got a thumbs up. Appreciate that, man. I got 20 rubies. That's pretty awesome. And somebody gave us $5. That's really cool. All right. Well, guys, that's pretty much it. Um, I may just come back tomorrow night and do that other piece. I mean, I think that piece is really cool. Bigfoot with the eagle on his shoulder. And I think by the time you chainsaw carved him, brought him in here and flex shaft carved him, and then painted him. I mean, well, I don't think I'd paint him because a lot of the green and the yellows and stuff, I can actually spray that stuff. So I think that's the way it'd work out. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being in here tonight. I got Chucker. Heck yeah, natural. I don't know about that, but appreciate it, Mark. Looks like every eagle I've seen. I heard that. Good deal, guys. I appreciate y'all being in there. Perry, I appreciate that, my man. Matthew, yeah, they do. They got the picture. It had like it's just because the eye, there's like a the hair, the feathers goes over where the eye's at. But that's what we got. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. And right here at 2 hours and 1 minute, I think we're going to bail on you guys. And don't forget, Creation Dust 777 tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Should be 3 o'clock. And then I think we might come back and do that Bigfoot piece there since you guys were so excited about the idea of doing it. So that's what we got. Guys, I appreciate you being in here. Come back when you can stay later, you schmucks.